Alright, I'm going to try to do a really quick little tutorial on isolations. What an isolation is where you're using one hand to move a hoop in a circular motion where it seems like your hoop is floating. To achieve this trick, you need to pick a center point for your hoop. Since I'm using my phone, I'm using the front-facing camera, and I'm going to use my head as a center point. So that's something you need to keep in mind. Otherwise, when you're doing your isolation, it's not going to have like a plane. I think I explained to you what planes are. It's not going to have a plane, so it's not going to look crisp and clean and very smooth. So that's something you need to keep in mind, is a center point of your hoop to where it's going to go around. So now that with in mind, literally the only motion you're doing with your isolation, this hand has nothing to do with this trick, so ignore it. I'm just doing it so I can slow it down for you. Alright, this is how your hand is going to be on your hoop. It's pretty easy, just kind of holding it so it's standing up like this. When you move your hoop, and I'm trying to keep it in the center of my head, when you're keeping and moving your hoop, when your hand gets to the point where you can't physically move it anymore, what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna show you a really close up, because this is literally all there is to the trick. Once it gets to this point, you're gonna open your hand, and there's gonna be momentum, so it looks a little funny right now, but there will be momentum. So you get here, and all your hand is gonna do is open, and you're gonna flip it so you're making contact with your hoop. Then you're gonna catch it like right here, your finger right there, and then grip onto it again, and then just continue again with isolation. So again, right when I can't reach anymore, I'm gonna open my hand and let it roll on my hand, catch it. You're gonna catch it where it looks like this, and close your grip again and continue. So that is how you do an isolation. I can't stress enough about keeping something in your head like the center of the circle, because that's what the isolation is about, is a full circle where it almost looks like you're not even moving the hoop. I mean, you see your hand and you consciously know that they're doing it, but the isolation is a trick to where it looks like it's floating. So when you get that down, there are so many things you can do from that. After you get an isolation down there's so much you can do to it. You can do a pop. This is called an iso pop. And then even other things where you can do your isolation and you can spin behind it. I mean, that's not that clean. I mean, there's so much you can do with an isolation. I'm kind of just flowing with it now, but there's these other isolations where you can use both of your hands. You can do these isolations, which this is very advanced and I'm not good at doing it. But like I said, isolations is all about a center point, keeping the hoop in that center point, and it's also about planes. You know, I think I've mentioned it to you before. If I haven't, I'll explain it to you. But just think of that center point and those planes, and really try to just get that center point. Like, I can't stress that enough. All right, well, I hope this helped. Bye.